everybody. Welcome again to dancepapi. This is your cornerstone for Afro-Cuban percussion, for Latin percussion, to learn something about this culture and this music that we love so much, which is salsa music and the heritage that is carried with it. My name is Edgardo Cambon and I'm your percussion instructor, and specifically for the last few, and this is Conga, by the way. Conga is still alive and well, and she's a part of all these video series. She's my companion, Doberman Pitbull mix, the sweetest dog that I ever had. She's great, and she's a great musician too, and a good dancer. So today we're going to see Rumba Guaguancó. Rumba is a style of music that comes from the island of Cuba. The origin of it, it's African, and I'm not going to turn this into an ethnomusicology explanation of it, because the main focus of these videos is to create patterns and teach you patterns that will get you right into 2 drums and potentially later on in 3 drums, and being able to play some of these rhythms. So, but I will tell you though that it combines elements from Spain as well as elements from Africa, and also that there are 3 styles of rumba that are the main styles. One is the guaguancó, the other one is the yambú, and the other one is the Colombia. Today we're going to see specifically in this 20+ minute video guaguancó from Havana style, because there is also styles from Matanzas and from other cities of Cuba. They have slightly different variations of this rhythm, and I want to tell you that this originally is played by 3 drummers playing a tumbadora, low drum, tres golpes, segunda or conga, and quinto. This quinto is tuned a little lower, but it's the right size, about 11 inches. It's a little lower than usual, because my tuning here is more of a tuning that I would have in a band rather than the tuning that I would have playing traditional rumba. And it's obviously played by 3 people playing each drum. So today we're going to be focusing in making a condensation of those parts by 1 person. And I also going to tell you that the other elements in these are the clave, Afro-Cuban or Cuban clave. There is also a palito or guagua part played with 2 sticks on the side of a drum, or on a chair, or on a hollow bamboo cane, or on a plastic jam block. There is also a shekere or maruga, or some form of shaker or rattle accompanying, then vocals and dancing. So, but today the focus is going to be on 2 drums and then adding a 3rd drum, and because I'm here by myself, I will be able to do some vocal parts of the remaining parts that are not here with me today, but this is mainly going to be focused on how you're going to be playing this rhythm in 2 drums and then 3 drums, as I said. So without any further ado, I'm going to play guaguancó on 2 drums, Havana style, the most simple part that you can play in 2 drums. This is for you to learn it and enjoy it. So I'm going to start by telling you that the way that I teach this rhythm is starting with a pickup on the beat, the end of 3. So if we count 1 and 2 and 3 and, I'm going to have you start on that end of 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and. So I'm going to count and I'm going to play the rhythm starting in there, and then as we progress I'm going to explain to you why I teach it to you starting at the end of 3. And it's going to all have to do with the Afro-Cuban clave and how to come in with these parts in relationship to that. So trust me on this one, follow me. I'm not starting it on 1 for a reason. So here we go. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. That's the first thing we're going to do. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, right after that we're going to put another slap with the left hand on the beat 4 and. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Very good. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and let's add a 1 open tone on the high drum on beat 1 of the next count of 4/4 or second bar. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Ready? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Okay, what comes after that? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and. So one more slap with the left, one open tone with the right. But that next slap is going to be on beat 2. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and. So that is 2 and. Slow. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Good. So next, another slap with the left. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. End of 3 again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. Followed by another open on the low drum. And we're completing a little bit that cycle. Follow me. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Let's add more. One more slap. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and we're just 3 strokes away from finishing that cycle and have the complete Guaguancó Havana style. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and. So now I'm do 1 is a silence. So I did 4 and I'm gonna go 1 silence, 1 and 2 bass. That bass is very important because it's the bombo. Bombo, refer as the bombo or bombo on the clave. So I'm not telling you anything about clave just yet. So I'm gonna play the whole rhythm for you. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. Now I'm gonna start singing the clave for you. Pa, 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 pa. Okay, so now let's go back to the first opening saying why I don't teach you starting on 1. Because if I take the rumba clave, and this is also not a video about the clave, but if I take the rumba clave and I go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. My 1 is going to be a silence. Many times for students, catching that end of 1 right after the first stroke of the clave is like trying to catch a fly in a dark room. Okay? So I'm going to tell you now that a very simple way for me to solve that over years of experience teaching a lot of students, and this is just my way, and it's not the only way to accomplish this. I tell my students to wait for 2 strokes of the clave before coming in with the rhythm. So when I ask you to start at the end of 3, it's going to fit here on the clave. First stroke, second stroke of the clave, and then you're going to start. So it's going to be pa, pa. So 2 strokes of the clave are going to pass, and then you're going to start 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah, ah. So in fact, that's a very nice exercise for students. Let's just play this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. That much only. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, so another acceptable way to come in, there's many ways to do this, is to start on the bombo of the clave, which is my bass. So when I said to you that on the beginning of the rhythm it was like 1 and 2 and, right? But we didn't have those strokes in the front. You can start on the bombo if you want, which is the second stroke of the clave. So when you hear this, a bombo, a bombo. So you could potentially, to set yourself on the right side of the clave, you can go a, boom, a, boom, bombo, 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 bombo. My advice, learn first the cycle of the rhythm, the cycle and the circle of the right hand. From the bombo, you're going to go to the low drum. The right hand is doing a circle. Now I'm playing the rhythm with all my left. Now I'm going to bring my left. I'm going to take my right hand out. So comments, common errors. When my right hand does opens, my left hand goes hayway and I start straightening it up and I start doing opens with my left. So your very basic, a very basic melody is O, E, E, O, right? So in order to accomplish that, this hand has to stay in light touches, light slaps. These are not necessarily the last slap of your life, so don't hit them really hard. The two slaps that are going to be a little bit more accented are the ones right after one, that, one. As opposed as, now I'm overplaying. So, basic. Okay, good. So that's a very basic two-drum guaguancó Havana style. Okay, so now I'm going to teach you a coordination to put that bombo on the left side, and that's going to become very handy when you start playing with multiple drums, and you're going to see in a minute why. So let's just say that that's going to be this coordination. Left, and what it used to be right, left, right, now it's going to become left, left, right, left. Left, left, right, left. So I have a double with my left that allows me to do that bombo with my left hand. And that left hand has to retract quickly to play the end, because you did the end of 2, and you're going to have to do the end of 3 again with the same hand. So that hand is going to end up doing this. Left, left, right, left, 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 right, left, left. So slow. Left, left, right, left, left. Left, left, right, left, left. Or left, right, left, right, left. that capacity to go with my right or go to my left, it allows me already, one of the possibilities when I play on 3 drums, right, is to open up on the bombo to my left side. Right? So here I go. Left, left, right, left, left. So what it used to be, left, left, right, left, left, became left, left, right, left, left. 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 Right. Okay, good. So that already gives you a possibility to what to do with the 3rd drum. But let's open up another can of worms here. Okay, right now I have on my left side my segunda drum. So shouldn't it be more appropriate that this drum is playing this? The melody of being played on my left side? Well, that depends on what you want to do, how you want to do it, and what kind of tuning you have. Remember that in the beginning of this video, I told you that my main drum was not tuned very high on purpose because I have a flexibility of melodies. I have more of a salsa tuning than what I would be if I would be playing traditional rumba, which is this drum would be cranked up. And either somebody else will be playing this drum or I will be playing slightly different stylistically. But to cover that, or what I just said about playing the tres golpes, which is this drum, to play this drum on this side, we're going to change the coordination right now and I'm going to demonstrate to you. And I'm kind of landing on playing guaguancó on 3 drums by one person. Slow, very slow. So I'm going to go. So what it used to be right, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, right. Now it's going to become this. Right, right, left, right, left. So I have a double with my right hand. So notice that my hand is already staying here. So this is the tricky part of that coordination. You get this and you get it. Is that you're going right, 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 left, and now you're going to rush this hand and put a slap on this drum, slowly. So slow, right, right, left, left, right. So it's a coordination that starts with a right, right, and almost ends up with a double left, because you have to put that slap really quick. So go, slow, right, right, left, left, right. How you gonna solve the rest of the rhythm? In any way you want. The traditional way. Okay, so there is many variations that you can do. So whether you're playing now with the melody low, high, if you prefer, you could put middle drum on this side and put the lowest on this side, and then you would have the bombo on this side with more sense, because it will sound like a lower drum. Your melodic choices are up to you. There is a way of playing traditional on this, which would be to play, making it sound, if I would have only 2 drums, this would be the way I would play it. If I have somebody else playing quinto, then it would be like this. But when I have three, I can choose, depends on how the melodies are. And I prefer to have lower, medium, high. So with this disposition of low and middle in front of me, right? I'm going to give you a couple of variations for two drummers. So when we learn variations on rumba, played by one person, we draw from conversations that the salidor or low drum is going to do and the tres golpes are going to do when they're playing by different people. So we take some of those sounds that we hear in the recordings or we were taught by our teachers and we said, okay, how can I do that? How can I figure it out to do it by myself? So I'm going to show you a couple to them of today for you to have some grounding from which to develop. So I'm going to teach you first a variation for the salidor or low drum. So when your regular melody is this, we're going to put some muffs. So let's learn that basic one. 4 and 1. 4 and 1. That's what I'm playing here. 4 and 1. 4 and 1. So my 1 is playing there, right? So what am I going to do coming out of that? To continue with the rhythm. 4 and 1. That's a variation for the low drum. It was 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 4 and 1. So that variation is always going to happen after you play the tres golpes part. Cumba, imba, imba, i. It's a response to the tres golpes. My response, right? Never on the front of that. And why is that? Because that boo, be is playing 4 and 1 and landing on the 1 on the 3 side of the clave. So when you hear boo, be, umba, in, pa, umbi, umba, in, pi, umbi, umba, in, umbi, umba, in, bi, umbi, and you want to put that variation on the right side of the clave, on the corresponding side of the clave traditionally for that variation. So okay, so because we said that this part and that variation is played by the guy who plays the low drum, the guy who plays the segundo is also going to have to say something in that conversation. So if this was the call, whoever is playing this is going to have something. So let's look at a variation on the tres golpes. Here comes the call. proper fingering for that variation. What do we mean by fingering? Left, left, right, 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 left. That's the fingering, the coordination. It's the proper coordination for it, so I can free my hand to go back there. Because if I go right, left, right, what am I going to put my 4? On this drum? But I'm supposed to be there on 4. So can I cross? So at some point I need to double when I go ah, 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 ah. So I choose to go right, left, right, left. Right, left, right, left. Right, left, right, left. Right, left, right, left. Slow. And 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Muff, 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 muff. 4 and. So it's gonna start 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 4 and. Here is my goal. So the muff, remember that sound? The muff, an open tone that we choke is king on rumba. You're gonna hear a lot of that, especially on the salidor and in the tres golpes. It's a part of the language of the conversation. So an experienced drummer sitting on the tumbadora is gonna call you. And if you're sitting on this drum playing this part by yourself, hopefully you have some language to respond to that call. If you don't, you just play straight. Don't even look at him. You play straight, and from this chair he's gonna go and he go, okay, he's playing the right part, but he can't make conversation with me, but he's playing the right part. Great. I will talk by myself until he learns more. The dialogue is in between the two drums, and the quinto is also doing its own dialogue and plays. So now I'm going to put this drum back to where it was, and I'm going to close this chapter, opening up a little bit, right? And I'm going to play sometimes with the tres golpes here, sometimes with the tres golpes here. I'm just going to open up a little bit and play ideas and things that come to me without breaking it down for you, just letting myself loose a little bit. So this is Rumba Guaguancó. We haven't even talked about quinto, the high pitch. We do another chapter for that. But here we go. 1 and 2 and 1 and e. Until next, muchas gracias. Dancepapi. Check me out at musiccandela.com. and I hope to see you on the next video, which is going to be about the music from my country, candombe.